Hi everyone, this is Lady T with your Aquarius financial reading for mid-October 2022. Before we get started, I want to say thank you for your support in any way, shape, or form. And I do hope that my readings provide some kind of insight, guidance, support, or just help you to look at things in a different way. So let's go ahead and get started. And we're going to start with the tarot messages first. We're going to go over to the Lady Luck deck, the Money deck, the Money Clarity deck, the dollar bills deck, and then the um, financial breakthrough deck. What is it called? Yeah, I think it is called the financial breakthrough deck. And all of these are either on Etsy, or most of them are on Etsy, or they are on Amazon. But most of these are on Etsy. So let's go ahead and get started. Center energy for you, Aquarius, is High Priestess. So really stepping into your intuition at this time, because what's crowning you is the Two of Swords. And I get the Two of Swords as blockage. I get it as indecision, not sure of what to do, but indecisiveness. Okay, and you've got the Seven of Wands, your undermining energy, which is defensiveness. So perhaps you are feeling defensive about a situation, because you're out. What led up to this is the Knight of Wands. So a Knight of Wands is usually somebody who's very passionate, creative. This could be you. This could be someone else that is in your life. But your outcome is the Queen of Wands. So maybe you are going from the Knight of Wands, maybe somebody who doesn't know everything that they need to know, right, to the Queen of Wands, somebody who's got a handle on things, right, still passionate, still creative, but really has grown in some areas. So let's go ahead and take a look at your Lady Luck messages. First message here was in reverse, and this says shedding superficial tendencies. So what this is telling me is that you're going to need to shed some old thinking, some perhaps masks that you've worn around finances, okay? And step into your joyfulness, because when you step into the higher vibrations, and you release the negative mindsets, thoughts, or whatever the case may be, you can then step into the joyfulness and the vibration that matches what you're asking for, because you do want that glow up, right? You do want to do some things in your life that are going to help you to feel whatever it is that you are going for in a financial realm, so that you can perhaps spend time the way you want. A glow up is typically, hey, you're going to do some things, maybe get your hair cut, maybe, do something physically, whatever the case may be. And then you also have realness here, which tells me again, right back to this shedding superficial tendencies. This is about really stepping into your authenticity of who you really are, okay? Now let's go ahead to the other messages here. We have welcoming love. Now, to me, this could be many meanings, so let's talk about the ones that are coming through for me. We've got welcoming love. That tells me welcoming love for self first, okay? Because before you can welcome love from anyone else, you got to love you first. So let's make sure we're saying that, okay? Soul Tribe is about like-minded people, people that you can really connect to, that can really, really, be on the same level as you. Welcoming love, going back to this, also something else that's just coming in, could be this Knight of Wands here. This person who is perhaps, maybe they are not in the place that they want to be, right? They are perhaps a younger energy. Maybe this is a younger person, that's coming in, that you are wanting to have this relationship with. Okay. So this could be a romantic situation, could be, may not be, because before you want to get into any romantic situation, you definitely want to handle, your own issues first, okay? And I say issues because we all have them. Okay, so don't take that personally. We all have things we need to work through. We're all on the journey. We're all at different places on the journey. So it just really depends on where you are, and what phase of the journey you're in, and what are your lessons that you need to learn. So take nothing that I say negatively, because it's not ever meant that way. Now, what I think is interesting is you have inner child healing, which I would say anyone on the journey everybody's had to do inner child healing of some sort, because so many things have happened to all of us in our childhood, and for varying degrees, and that we have to release in order to step into the joyfulness, in order to step into the glow up. Okay, now, and also even into to step into the self love, that we have to really step into for ourselves before we can really truly give the genuine, authentic love, unconditional love to someone else. Now, I did go ahead and pull some other cards from the money deck here. And this is some things that I pulled these messages because, finances is something that's a pretty touchy subject for most people. So these cards are meant to give you further clarity and give you some ideas, okay? So here we have common investing mistakes. So maybe you've made some investments that didn't work out, or maybe you didn't know enough, and invested in some areas, okay, in that way. I mean, I know it happened to me. I mean, I know I invested in penny stocks at one point. Um, and they did something like a reverse split or something. So yeah, it was not pretty. But I didn't know. So, I couldn't, I could have came down on myself and kicked myself and did all this other stuff, but that's not what life is about. And I hope that you're not doing that either. This is all about learning things. So common investing mistakes, what we have here: starting investing late or not investing at all. So if you haven't started investing, you're definitely advised to get going. Not understanding the investments owned, again, just like I was talking about. Trying to time the movements of the stock market, and you really want to have like a financial advisor to advise you on how to do things, especially when it comes to this, the stock market and how that works, and really writing things out, when to sell, when to buy, all that good stuff. There's so many different kinds of things to learn. Uh, Failing to diversify investments, like holding 10% of your portfolio in a single asset. So more than 10% of your portfolio in a single asset. So really, really spreading out your investments so you can have multiple avenues, and so that you don't, like, put all your eggs in one basket, so to speak, right? Refusing to sell any investments at a loss. Okay, and perhaps you've been told, hey, sell this, and you didn't, and so maybe you took a loss, kind of thing, or maybe you're already taking a loss and been advised to sell something, and you're still not doing it because for whatever reason. It's something for you to work out, and hopefully some of this will give you some different ideas about it. Impatient or unrealistically high expectations for returns. So really understanding the percentage, of rate of return over time is also important with stocks, and just money, kinds of things in general. And then the last one is not holding cash for life's needs or new investment opportunities. So this is really, to me, about rainy day. This is about having some savings put up, kind of thing, for opportunities, and or rainy day events that happen to everybody. Excuse me. Next, we have credit scores. So this is really talking about 10% inquiries, one-time payments is 35%, credit mix is 10%, length of history is 15%, and credit usage is 30%. So what it says here is credit scores. A credit score is a number that describes your credit worthiness. Lenders, like banks and credit card companies, use your score to decide if, how much, and at what rate to lend you cash. In the U.S., a good score comes from on-time payment history, low utilization credit available to you, a long credit history, a mix of credit accounts, and a few hard inquiries on your credit score. So if you don't know your credit score, go to Credit Karma. There's so much out about there about getting your credit scores. So really looking into that, maybe perhaps to help you from a financial standpoint as you move forward. Now here we have how much debt. So it helps to consider debt as a debt to income ratio. That is the amount you spend it in a month paying off debts like mortgage, car, student loan, or credit cards divided by your monthly pre-tax income. A debt ratio above 40% is generally considered too high. To get out, try the debt avalanche, paying off the highest interest rate debt first, or the debt snowball, paying off debts from smallest to largest. And those are, what your companies that help you do debt management will tell you. And then the last one here is bonds. A bond is like a loan made by an investor to a government or a corporation. When you buy a bond, you're lending cash up front, and in exchange, you are entitled to interest payments until the bond matures, and you get your original cash back. The annual bond interest rate is called the coupon rate. Like with any loan, there's risk. It won't get repaid. The higher that risk, the higher the coupon rate you should earn. So really looking into some different avenues to diversify your portfolio when it comes to your money is one of the things that these cards sort of give you some ideas on how to do that. Now, the next deck is the Money Clarity deck. And I pulled these cards to get, again, these are all clarity cards, okay? So the first thing here is clenching. Where is your tightness around money? What could shift to make things flow instead of constrict? So that's really, these are questions to ask yourself and to think about. Next, we have striving. At what point will you feel you have enough? Where does this come from? In what ways is this a moving target? So really, really looking at your relationship with money is important, okay? Because if there's a spirit of lack, a spirit of scarcity, all kinds of things. So really do some research on that, and I think that'll help you as well. You've got friendships here, and so to me, that there's lots of things that are coming through with this card. So maybe again going back to that soul tribe, you're going to come into know some people that are going to be able to help you, that understand what's going on. Maybe it's family, maybe it's friends that can assist you with helping you with, managing debt if you have it, helping you to really understand your credit scores and what to do, how to invest your money differently, and staying away from the mistakes of investing. Okay, so really utilizing your friendship group is really an opportunity for you. Now, the next question is anxiety. About what do you feel anxious? How is this causing you to make choices that are out of alignment with the reality of your needs, your desires, and your situation? So, is your anxiety playing into anything with your finances? That's a question to look at. And then, image. What kind of image are you trying to maintain? Who are you trying to keep up with, kind of thing? Okay. Next, we have beauty. What can beautiful spaces and objects teach you right now? What would shift for you by spending more time around beauty? So, the one thing that I learned when it comes to beauty is it's all around us, and we take everything for granted a lot of times because there's beauty in nature, there's beauty in our lives. There's so much in our lives that we just really truly take for granted. But the other thing too is beauty, a lot of beauty is in the simple things of life. So really maybe perhaps tapping into that. Now we have undercut. In what ways are you selling yourself short? What do you want to do about this? So, when we're talking about these questions, you really want to perhaps take some time to do some free journaling where you take one of these questions and you start really looking at it honestly and see where it takes you. And you just write, you've got values. So again, values, what are your values and how are they playing into your financial situation, how you think about money, et cetera, et cetera. Now we have the last one is unknown. What about the future frightens you? How do these fears impact your daily actions? And what about this would you like to shift? So really asking yourself these questions, looking at all the avenues, friendship, values, image, in all of these different ways and how they play into your current financial situation. Okay. Now, the next cards we're going to go into are the dollar bills health deck, healing deck. Sorry. And so we're going to read the card, and then this is the financial breakthrough cards. So this is to clarify what you can do perhaps about this practice or just in general. What is your mindset around money that could be impacting you? Okay, so the first one we have here is practice. Staying in your comfort zone clogs the flow of energy. Try something new to break the stagnancy and welcome a fresh perspective into your life. So, hopefully, in listening to this reading, you're getting some ideas of a new perspective already. But if you're not, take your time again. Go through some of the exercises that I mentioned with maybe perhaps thinking about some things and writing down the first things that come to your mind within the first 3 seconds, because anything after that is your ego. Okay? Unless you can really put your ego down. Most of us struggle with that though. So really paying attention to those first 3 seconds is important. So really what came out here is fear of loss. And that comes here to the unknown card that drew me right to it. Bless your money that goes out and it returns tenfold. And your affirmation is my wealth steadily grows. So, really, are you fearful of the loss of your money, whether that be due to a job or whatever the case may be? Okay. Next, we have money gem. You can heal with money just as easily as you can hurt with money. Don't let the amount determine your actions. So, really, having a totally different kind of relationship with money, because money is energy, just like a relationship and your interaction with someone else's energy. If money is also energy. Excuse me. Here we have out of reach as a possible blockage for you, right? Don't chase money. Call it to you, expect it to come. I am a money magnet. So, really changing your thought patterns around money is really going to be very helpful to you. Next, we have another practice card. Remove the word broke from your vocabulary. You are abundant with resources and opportunities to assist in building wealth. And that came right under your values card. So, really taking a look at that. And then we have not spiritual. Money doesn't make you a bad person. Do good things. Money creates miracles. So really what happens is that a lot of people, especially when you become spiritual, you think it's wrong to want to have that nice house, those beautiful things. And so you don't think it's alignment. You don't think it's alignment with spirituality. So you feel like, okay, no, I shouldn't want that. That's greedy, or I shouldn't, whatever you have, those kinds of thoughts are really taking some examination of that. But again, your affirmation is money creates miracles, because you can do many good things with money, okay? But you have to understand money, you have to understand the energy of money, and you have to put yourself in a different vibration to receive the abundance that you're asking for. And then also put that back into, what you can do with it for others, okay? Because money is circulation. Okay. And you want to keep that flow coming because you want that flow to continue for you. So it's really all about understanding the energy of money and understanding your mindset associated and turning that around. That's going to help you. Last one we have here is an affirmation. I love money and money loves me. And that's really, really appreciating money, treating it well, and not having this like really negative attitude about it, like paying bills or, being scared every time you look at your bank account. All of that energy is tied, and it's all lower vibration energy. So really doing some work on that is really going to help you, I believe. So we've got not enough. And it says here, there's plenty to go around. Feel yourself in the flow. I have plenty of money. So really thinking that, number one, you don't deserve it. Could be values. It could be anxiety. It could be what's causing you to be clenching about it. It could be values. It could be so many different reasons for it, right? But I have plenty of money is your new affirmation, right? So when you start to go into the flow, rather, and you change your vibration, your thoughts, your relationship to money, then once you start doing that, then you will become the money magnet that we're talking about. So, Aquarius, I really do hope that this reading helps you. I had a lot of fun doing it, and really, take some time to heal your relationship with money. Also, heal any kind of mindsets that you have around money, because most likely those stem from childhood, and could definitely be related to the inner child healing that needs to take place as well as you move forward. So, I really do hope that this helps you. Much love and light, Lady T.